I'm back and today we are talking about sunscreen. So this has been a really hot topic. I'm going to do like a speed dating round of all the information that you need to know that's evidence-based about sunscreen. So I'm going to start by saying that skin cancer is the most common cancer in the United States and also worldwide. So this is a really big deal and it's important that you know how to protect yourself from skin cancer. So I'll first start by saying we have a lot of UV filters. A UV filter is basically something that you put on your skin that's protecting from UV radiation. And as we look at these, we'll talk both about mineral sunscreens and chemical sunscreens. There is a difference in both how they work and also how they're seen in the eyes of the FDA, who approves these. We do know without a doubt that if you're wearing sunscreen, we can prevent 90% of basal and squamous cell skin cancers and about 65% of melanomas. Melanoma is unique in that there's some genetic component, and so sometimes melanoma shows up in places where you have not had any UV radiation. Also, a reason you should get skin checks, because despite the fact that you may not be someone who has had a lot of sun exposure, you still can actually get melanoma skin cancer. Anyway, back to sunscreens. So what you should know is that there are category 1 sunscreens, which are under the FDA classified as generally recognized as safe. And that's going to be the mineral sunscreen. So zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. They sit on the surface of the skin and they reflect the light. They're not absorbed into your skin. They're going to be the best things to block the sun, zinc being a really great one to block UVA rays. The other category, which is category 2, is not recognized as safe. There's a couple of UV filters that you've probably never heard of because we don't use them in products anymore. Then there's category 3, and this is the category that it says needs more data. So although we generally feel that these are things that are safe for people to use, we don't necessarily have all of the long-term data that we have on zinc and titanium to say that they're safe. For example, the chemical sunscreens like ivobenzone and octinoxate, those are things that potentially are being absorbed into your skin at certain rates. And there's been questionable information out there about what happens when we're reapplying sunscreen on our whole bodies day after day. How much does that build up in your body and what effect does that have? To each their own. Medicine is always an evolving thing, and we don't always have all of the information at this given moment in time. So if you want to have the safest thing to block yourself and your children from getting skin cancer and protect from sun and sunburn, then you should just go with the zinc and titanium. They're really great options. Lastly, people are always asking about what UV filters are going to be healthy for the environment, and both zinc and titanium are. However, there's a couple, oxybenzone and octinoxate, have come under fire because as the planet is warming and we're seeing more global warming, we think that those UV filters may accelerate the bleaching of corals and damage our corals. So it's not necessarily that they're directly affecting them, but as the waters are getting warmer and climate change is happening, this is something that's accelerating the problem. So just to recap, if you want to stay completely in the green, you should use zinc and titanium when you're choosing your sunscreens. Don't skip the sunscreen. We know that they can protect you from 90% of basal and squamous cell skin cancers and 65% of melanomas. Keep your family safe. Wear your sunscreen.